Hello, in this video we're going to learn how to find the area of rectangles, triangles, and circles. But before we can understand how to find area, we need to understand what is area. Area is the space occupied by a flat shape or the surface of a flat object. The area of a figure is equal to the number of square units that cover its surface. So here we have an example with a rectangle, where my rectangle is 8 units long and 4 units wide. And you see how the inside of the rectangle can be broken up into smaller square units. If we were to count these square units, we could see there are a total of 32. So we could say the area of this rectangle, or the space contained inside this rectangle, is equal to 32 square units, or the area equals 32 units squared. So how can we find the area of a rectangle? Well, we have to use the formula area equals length times width. So here we see an example of a little bit larger rectangle with the length and the width labeled. The length is the long side, while the width is the shorter side. So if we want to find the area for this rectangle, we need to know the numbers for length and width. The length is 15 units long, while the width is 8 units wide. So we could simply multiply those two numbers. 15 units multiplied by 8 units will tell us the total area is 120 units squared. This means there are 120 small squares contained within this rectangle. Now for area of a triangle. The area of a triangle uses the formula area equals base times height divided by 2. But what does this actually mean? Well, we know how to find the area of a rectangle is length times width. So if we start with this rectangle and imagine a triangle being exactly half the area of this rectangle, the triangle's base and height would be equivalent to the length and width of the rectangle. And so, if we want half the area of the rectangle to equal the area of this triangle, we would simply multiply base times height and then divide by 2 to find that measurement. So, area equals base times height divided by 2. Here, the base measures 6 units wide, while the height is 8 units tall. So if we multiply 6 units by 8 units and then divide by 2, we would find the area of this triangle to be 24 units squared. Finally, how can we find the area of a circle? Before we find the area, we need to review some key vocabulary terms related to circles. First, we need to know the radius is the distance from the center of the circle to the outside edge of the circle. Sometimes we say the radius is the distance halfway across the center. The diameter is the distance all the way across the center of a circle. So from one end of the circle to the other. And then finally, the circumference is the distance all the way around the circle. Circumference is another sort of word for perimeter of a circle. And so we see the formula says area equals pi times radius squared. And remember pi, that's the number we use relating to circles that equals 3.14. So if we want to find the area of this circle, we would need to remember our formula, pi times radius squared. Pi equals 3.14. The radius of this circle is 4 units long. So we would say 3.14 multiply 4 squared. Remember, squared just means multiply 4 times 4. So that's really the number 16. So 3.14 times 16 gives us a total area of 50.24 units squared. So in review, we've learned how to find the area of a rectangle, the area of a triangle, and the area of a circle. Remember, area of a rectangle is length times width, area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2, and the area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. Thanks for watching this video, and if you have any other questions or would like to request another topic for a new video, please leave a comment below.